Masters Swimming Canada. It's time to dive in. Being a member of Masters Swimming Canada gives you access to a variety of activities that you share with a national network of swimmers. From beginners to seasoned competitors, you'll find other swimmers of all levels who share your love of the water. We're working hard to produce programs and tools that your coach or club can use to help you improve and stay motivated. Which programs can help you meet your goals? Let's take a closer look. The Million Meter Challenge rewards participants for logging the mileage swum during every practice and competition. You'll be surprised how fast they add up. Receive a special swim cap and other goodies when you accumulate 100,000 meters, 250,000, 500,000, and 1 million meters.
Right, it gives you something to attain, it gives you something to swim for. And so they hit the pool with a goal, they end up calculating their mileage afterwards. It's always funny to watch people in the locker room go, how much was that? So they can put it on the website and they can track their own progress. So it's a good personal milestone indicator for a lot of people.
When I signed up for the Million Meter Challenge, I never thought I could do it. But when I got to 100,000 meters, I was really touched because the fastest swimmers came over to congratulate me and encourage me to keep going. It was so special. No matter what level we're at, we're part of the team. I think this program reinforces that.
As soon as I get out of the pool, I go to my locker, I grab my BlackBerry, and I punch in my meters. Done. Have a great day.
When you're done, keep logging those meters and look forward to becoming a double millionaire.
We got into a friendly rivalry, me, Barry Doucette, and coach over there, Natalie, and we were neck and neck to see who could reach that 1 million meter mark first, and I beat Barry by a day. So I still keep logging my miles. I'm up to, I think, 1,750,000. So I'm trying to get to that 2 million mark.
Well, it helps you a lot because I was able to recently look back and say I had a big month of July, swam a lot of meters in July. Looked back the last 5 years, saw that I've swam the most I swam, and thought I'd try to keep that up for August and going into the next year. Try to surpass every month I swam in the last 5 years is what I'm trying to do now.
You complete the challenge at your own pace. With no time limit, your progress is up to you. Go to mymsc.ca and sign up for the Million Meter Challenge online today. While you're there, be sure to look at some examples of routes and maps for team challenges and add your meters together as you race to a goal point. MSC's 1K Challenge gives you a chance to start testing your progress against the clock. To complete the challenge, participants swim 1 kilometer non-stop in any one of the official racing strokes, individual medley, pulling, or kicking with or without fins.
I'm interested in this 1K challenge because I think if you break up your 1,000 meters into 100 meter splits, it's interesting to see the times, and so often I just swim along and I don't think about my times. So to have a practice where you're actually on the ball and remembering and comparing, that would be nice to see some improvement month to month.
Official times are rewarded with certificates confirming bronze, silver, gold, or platinum status, and require splits to be taken at every 100 meters. You can also record unofficial times without splits in your personal log.
My goal this year is to focus on the technique so that my 1K challenge is going to be as efficient as ever the next time around.
I'm a full-time member of the Masters Swim team until I had shoulder surgery last September, which put me out of action for 6 months. When I started back, I started with 50 meters, 100 meters at a time. So when the coach came to me and said, Roz, we want you to swim the 1K challenge, I wasn't sure I could do it with this injury. So I got in the pool with my fins and I was able to kick and do this 1K challenge, even though I'm not back swimming as a full-time member of the team.
For me, freestyle isn't really my stroke. I think it's a bit boring, so I decided to do it in fly, which wasn't so bad in the end. And you know, it's called a challenge. It's not called a challenge for nothing. So that's why I thought fly was appropriate for this.
Compare yourself to others across the country without even having to leave your home pool by taking a look at the rankings online at mymsc.ca. The 1K challenge is a great way to measure progress, evaluate specific training, and ease into competition. Start with one today. MSC members can meet each other, visit new pools, and test their limits by attending swim meets. Different meets offer various individual and relay events, starting at just 50 meters in all strokes and 100 meters for IM.
Well, I just started swimming about 5 years ago, and I currently swim about 100 meters, and last year I went to swim meet and I swam at 1,500, so it's pretty good.
Last year I went to my very first swim meet, and I can say it was an amazing experience. did about 4 events and got personal best times for all of them, so now I have something to strive for next year when I do my next meet.
Not sure if meets are for you? Ask your coach about an in-house mini-meet with the how-to kit available on mymsc.ca. The times aren't official, but mini-meets are much simpler to organize, with fewer officials required and a scaled-back registration process.
I went to a swim meet and I found that the meeting of the people from all across Canada to be one of the best highlights of the event.
Traveling across Canada? Check the meet schedule on mymsc.ca to see if there are any meets listed that you could attend in other cities.
We just got back from Nationals not long ago. It went really well. I swam good times. Lifetime personal bests, actually, and I'm thrilled. Thanks!
My very first meet was after about 6 months with the club, and I went to the provincials. At that point, I still had not learned a great deal about swimming. I was the only person who ever sculled in the provincials. And so, but again, my coach was awesome. He kept giving me more and more encouragement and continually encouraged me. And he was even giving me the right on for even sculling because all the other scullers stayed at home. So
it's always fun to get together and you compare notes again. How you do, and everybody has you know, their little stories to tell about their competition years and you know, what ails them for the moment. Because as you get older, there's always a part of you that's hurting, it seems. But the competition part for me is fun, and you don't always get your best time, but you come away having a good experience, and again, it's the friends that you meet, and it's great.
Track your times using the My Times tool on the website. You can even enter the times you do in practice. They won't count as official results, but you can still evaluate your progress. When you get a personal best, print your PB certificate. Also available for provincial and national records.
I went to a meet and I came dead last. And I loved it. And here I am.
I went to a swim meet and I set a Masters World Record.
I went to a swim meet and got beaten by my coach.
I went to a swim meet and I set a national record in the 1500.
Well, we went to nationals and we won.
Twice.
I've never been to a swim meet even as a kid, and I'd like to give it a try.
Running Masters Clubs, meets, and other events takes an extraordinary cast of volunteers. From those who help out occasionally to the ones who fine-tune the details of every practice, these people deserve to be recognized. MSC Awards are offered annually to those whose dedication exemplifies the very spirit of Masters swimming. Long-term service awards are given to all contributors with 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25 years of coaching, officiating, and administration at any level. Hud Stewart was the driving force behind the debut of Masters swimming in Canada in the early 70s. The award, named in his memory, acknowledges an individual whose long-term commitment has advanced our sport significantly.
Records. Okay, it's all about records, right? As time goes by, we now have 30 years of record breaking. Records should be harder and harder to break. So we should have fewer and fewer records every year. It's not the case. Every year we seem to have about 200 to 250 records. Maybe it's because the guys stay in shape. A 40 to 44 guy is about the same strength and fitness when he reaches 45. So he breaks the records. That's easy for him. And if he stays around, when he gets to be 50, he does the same thing over and over again. So it's like a pile of dominoes, that when you start flipping some, it's going to fall all the way. You can visualize that even the very last one is going to fall over. So if you look at whoever is now 20 to 24, 80 years from now, you may see his name crop up. May. We hope so.
Christian's statistics help identify the most masterful of masters, those who merit induction into the MSC Hall of Excellence. And where would we be without our coaches? Coaches are selected annually from our very talented pool of nominees for the Coaching Excellence Award. MSC's Pentathlon challenges you to try all 4 strokes and individual medley or IM swimming. The Sprint Pentathlon is a 50 of each stroke plus the 100 IM. The Medium Pentathlon is a 100 of each stroke plus a 200 IM. The Long Pentathlon is a 200 of each stroke and the 400 IM. Add up the times for all 5 races to get your pentathlon time. Complete the events in meets to get an official pentathlon time. Unofficial times will still give you an idea of where you stand.
Well, I really like the pentathlon because it gives me the chance to swim all the events, and I try and make sure that I swim all the events, not only the 50s, the 100 IM, the 100s, the 200 IM, and then the 200s and the 400 IM during each 5-year age group category. It helps motivate me and keep me going through swimming so I can really focus on my sprints and stay fit with the other events.
Remember, the pentathlon races can be swum in any order over the 5 years of the age group. Whenever you get a new PB, your current pentathlon is automatically updated on the My MSC website. Log in today to check your status under My Times and see which races you can do next.
So I looked at my pentathlon times and I realized that I'm not slow, I'm just young for my times.
Give yourself that push you need to try something new. Set your sights on a pentathlon.
That's the 200 fly. I'm ready for the check-off challenge.
For the swimmer who attends meets regularly, the check-off challenge gives you something else to shoot for. Swimming all 18 races in competition over the course of a season or calendar year. It takes some planning to squeeze them all in, especially for those distance events that aren't offered as often as the 50s. Before the season starts, look at last year's calendar to map out your personal check-off list. It's a great excuse to go to all the meets.
Last year I missed it by a 50 fly, that was it. Usually you'd think that it'd be the longer distances that you have to worry about getting in the challenge, but for me, sprinting's not my thing, so 50 fly was it. This year, better planning, 4 events to go, and I'll be probably done the first meet this season.
I completed the check-off challenge in a year where I wasn't training very hard, and it was cool because I had that sense of accomplishment at meets, even though my times were not so hot. And it was really fun because every time I would finish a race, I would yell, "Check!" which I think made the officials think I was crazy, but that's okay. As a coach, I really love the check-off challenge because I can give it to my swimmers as an incentive to do those events that they find particularly difficult. And besides, when I did it first, they didn't really have the choice to say no when I asked them to do it next.
Whether you swim for fun and friendship, health and wellness, or participation and achievement, Masters Swimming Canada has something for you. With so many programs to choose from, which one will you do next?